Good evening and welcome to Dateline. I'm Stone Phillips.
And I'm Ann Curry.
She was just 3 days shy of 57.
And she gave birth to twins.
This is not recommended for most women pushing 57.
You must have had an awful lot of naysayers saying, "Sister, you're crazy."
But Aleta St. James has heard it before.
I just wanted to have these children.
Tonight she talks with Katie Couric about her 7-year struggle to become a mother.
Did you ever say, "What have I gotten myself into?"
One of the oldest new moms in history. How did it happen? How is she coping? And should she have done it at all?
It's the kind of news that gets people talking and debating. A New York woman, old enough to be a grandmother, gives birth to twins. For her, a joyful event, but also and controversial. Katie Couric has the story. Katie?
Thanks, Stone. Let's face it, pregnancy is no walk in the park for anyone, let alone a woman about to turn 57. But as you'll see, Aleta St. James has always marched to a different drummer. And to those who say she's crazy for doing this, she might say, yeah, but look at me now.
You set your focus on what you want. Take a step at a time. You'll get there.
For 7 years, Aleta St. James imagined the day her children would be born. She says she actually felt their spirits long before they were conceived. She barely had a prayer of getting pregnant in her 50s, but Aleta, who is not an ordinary soul, says she held the vision. On November 9th, 2004, Aleta St. James became one of the oldest new mothers in history. Her babies finally arrived shortly before her 57th birthday, a testament to their mother's incredible focus and determination. Is it true that you never doubted for once that you would get pregnant? Really?
Yeah, really.
So was it the power of positive thinking, as Norman Vincent Peale might say? Did that help you?
It did, and I knew that it would be if, it was going to be when. And if I stayed the course, I was going to be able to do it.
For Aleta, the road to motherhood was miles off the map, a physical and spiritual quest that stretched from medical clinics in the West to fertility temples in the East. If the path to having a baby can be expensive, painful, and risky for those in their 40s, for a woman in her 50s, it promised to be a much steeper climb. Along the way, people warned her that she could not get pregnant. She should not get pregnant. And if she did, it would be a selfish act. Instead, Aleta, who literally built a career on her intuition, trusted her gut.
There's some people that thought I was crazy and I could never do this, having children at my age. And I wouldn't listen to them. They'd say, well, what are the statistics? You're like a 1 percentile. And I'd say, I don't live in statistics. I don't live in a box. You know, if you tell me I can't do something, I'm going to figure out ways that I can, if that's in my heart.
She didn't exactly aspire to be one of the oldest mothers in the world. In fact, in her younger days, she imagined having a traditional family. But as often happens, life unfolded in unexpected ways. What made you want to have kids at such a mature age?
Well, I always wanted to have children. It just wasn't the right time. I felt like I needed to develop myself, learning all these different things and find out who I was, and then I got into teaching and helping other people.
The daughter of a merchant seaman and a devout Catholic, Aleta was born in 1947, the oldest of 3 children who were taught to make the world a better place. Her sister, Maria Sliwa, became a journalist who reports on human rights violations in Sudan and Uganda. Her brother, Sliwa, created the Guardian Angels, volunteer crime fighters distinguished by red berets and the fact that they carry no weapons. Obviously, your parents instilled in all of you the importance of being socially conscious.
All the time, all the time. It's always about what can you do for others? What can you give back? How can we help this one?
It took some time for Aleta to be enlightened about her own mission, a career so offbeat it inspires devotion or disbelief.
It's not a matter of success. It's not a matter of having money. It's a matter of how you feel about things and how you see things in an everyday life.
Growing up, she thought she was destined to be an entertainer. And even when chasing that dream, she bravely broke new ground. She was 21 in 1968 when she went to Amsterdam to star in the risque musical, Hair.
How did you explain this nude musical production to your parents back in Brooklyn?
My mother was totally shocked. And I had that moment to think, oh my God, what am I doing? My mother's never going to be able to handle this. But then I thought, no, this is what I believe in. I believe in freedom, flowers, happiness.
Good morning, stars. It was the 60s after all. But when Aleta returned to New York, expecting to make it big on Broadway, her carefree spirit hit the skids. Shocked she couldn't land a part in Jesus Christ Superstar, she went searching for ways to deal with the rejection.
I had to start healing my own insecurities that started to come up from that. And I studied, how thoughts have a lot to do with how you project yourself out in the world. And if you think negatively, that's what's going to happen in your life.
She started studying how other cultures nurture physical, mental, and spiritual well-being. Soon, the aspiring actress found herself cast in an unexpected role, that of life coach.
My friends that were all actors and performers started to come to me because they saw a big shift in my life, and I actually got to a place where I was able to help other people release their emotions and get connected to their positive thinking.
All right, so what we want to do is we want to release the trauma that happened.
In keeping with her family tradition, she shifted the spotlight off herself. By the time she was 28, she had evolved into a therapist of sorts, one that offers much more than talk.
And just see what you need to release.
In the New Age world, Aleta St. James would be known as an emotional healer. She says she uses psychic power to identify a person's problems and then, through aromatherapy, breath, and meditation, teaches them how to release negative energy with positive thoughts.
When people hear that, some think, woo, woo, this is just a little do-do-do-do-do-do-do. What qualifies one to be an emotional healer?
I'm very intuitive. I can tell what's going on and how people are feeling. If something happened to them, I'll actually feel it in my body.
Like many women who came of age during the feminist movement, in the 70s and 80s, Aleta channeled much of her energy into her career. For a time, nurturing her clients satisfied her maternal instincts. She wasn't aching to have a baby, though she says she treated women who were. Inspired by ancient practices, she used color and light therapy to help women struggling with infertility.
I use orange, which is revitalization. It deals with the second energy center and the uterus. I use silver, which is cosmic mother, which brings in the mother energy. And I use pink for unconditional love.
By the 90s, she had made a name for herself as a healer, but her personal life was still a work in progress. Despite her untraditional profession, Aleta had hope for a marriage like her parents, who just celebrated their 61st wedding anniversary. But the perfect match had yet to materialize.
The men that were in my life were wonderful, but they were very artistic and very creative, and they were adventurers like myself.